and we'll try to analyze for you the next moves for this week. So if I take you back to last week and the previous week, our August analysis for major and minor pairs, this is what we had for sterling dollar. We are waiting for this move up. And if you go down on the next chart, the chart is now already moving up. For sterling dollar, Swiss franc, we are waiting for this correction to complete up to this section. And for the next chart, it moved exactly as per that. The next pair was Australian dollar, Japanese yen. We were waiting for this move to go all the way up. For the next chart, it's moving in the right direction. And for the next chart was Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar. We were waiting for this move to drop down up to where this C level of 100% is. And it clearly gave us that drop down. Australian dollar, US dollar, we are waiting for this move up. This was in August 23rd, and for the next chart, it gave us that move up. For Canadian dollar, Japanese yen, we're also waiting for this move all the way up to where B is, and clearly there it went in our analysis path. Here it was for that buy setup for DXY. This is from May 10th. We're waiting for this up move, and clearly the market gave us that up move. And for the last 2 weeks, we're waiting for it to do another drop down to sell, and clearly it sold quite well. That's for DXY. And for Euro JPY or Euro Japanese yen, we're waiting for this move to go up. That was on August 19th with that buy setup, and clearly it gave us that buy setup. And the next one was Euro dollar. For Euro dollar, we are waiting for this move to go up. That was in August 19th, and the chart is clearly indicating the price is moving towards the upside. For gold, since August 12th, you're biased to the upside for more buys on gold, and the market gave us that buy. In the next chart below, you are seeing the market did exactly that. It bought. For New Zealand dollar, Swiss franc, we're waiting for this buy setup, and clearly, if you can see, the market is moving swiftly in that direction. For New Zealand dollar, Japanese yen, we are waiting for this buy setup, and the market gave us that buy setup. For New Zealand dollar, US dollar, the market, we were anticipating for this buy setup. This was in August 18th. Clearly, the market gave us that buy setup to the upside. And the next one was silver. Silver, this was August 19th. We were waiting for this move to the upside. And by last week, the market has already started moving towards the upside. And for US dollar, Canadian dollar, we are waiting for this drop down on August 20th. And clearly, the market is moving in that path towards the downside. For Zoom was also stock we are looking at. We are waiting for this move down, and the market is already in play moving down. So that was our analysis for the past 3 weeks, or we can say our analysis for August. We posted this PDF in our social media page in Facebook. We hope you can go through it as well and look how our analysis went through the month of August and how we apply wave analysis when it comes to our strategy with the market structures. So for this week, let's dive in. Let me take you to our account again for TradingView, you can always follow us with this account where we normally post our chart setups there. Different chart setups from cryptocurrencies to currencies, stocks, any chart available, you can normally post there. And let's dive in for this week's market analysis. So for Australian dollar and New Zealand dollar, we are waiting for this move to come down. It give us that move down. So right now we are anticipating for another market move towards the upside. If it breaks this low, we'll wait for it to complete for the minor move down and then upside, but we are now biased towards the upside. So that's for Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar. Our next setup should be DXY. DXY, we were waiting for this move down and it gave us that move down. So with this week's market overview, we are looking towards a move towards around 92 or 93 regions area for the next drop down to complete a minor correction here, then for the next move up. So we'll be biased towards the upside, but we'll look for more sales around this area. Since we entered sales around this region, it gave us all this move down for this sell setup. So that's for DXY. The next setup on the list was Australian dollar, Canadian dollar. We are waiting for this move, which gave us over 200 pips down. So our next move for this week, we are anticipating for this move to go up or correct up a bit at around these regions and for the next move down. But if it give us this move down to complete this area, we also look into that situation as well. So it's possible, it can happen. So we let the market lead. We follow the next path for the market. So we are waiting for this move up here and for another more drop down. So our next setup or our next pair is Pound USD. Pound USD moved quite well all the way up. It gave us this move up. So for the next move for Pound USD, we are waiting for another drop down up to around this region and for another move up. So we normally update all these chart setups daily or weekly, depending on how the market moves in our analysis group or in our signal group for traders to take advantage of them. For New Zealand dollar, we are waiting for this move to go up, and it clearly gave us that up move here. So right now we'll be expecting corrections towards the downside. So we are waiting for this move start selling all the way down and see how the market structure will take shape. So we'll be biased towards the downside or sell setups for New Zealand dollar, US dollar. So for the next setup on our watch list was New Zealand dollar, JPY. As you can see from our last overview, we are waiting for this move to go all the way up, and it gave us this move up. So we'll be waiting for more. We'll be looking for more sell setups for this pair to go down, because there's a major correction that this NZD JPY is supposed to complete all the way down. So we are biased to the downside, or we be looking for more sell setups for that pair. For New Zealand dollar, Swiss franc, we are waiting for these buy setups all the way here, all the way from this region, coming all the way from this region, coming all the way up here. So we'll be looking for sell setups around. If it completes this area here, we'll look for more sell setups going down. So that's for New Zealand dollar, Swiss franc. We hope you've been following us on how these setups have been performing. They've done quite an amazing work, and let's hope this week will be also profitable to all of you as well. For euro dollar, we are waiting for this up move, and clearly the market gave us this up move. So this was an impulse, so we are waiting for another slight correction towards the downside. So we'll be looking for sell setups for this pair all the way down. So that's for euro USD, and Australian dollar USD. We were waiting for this up move, and the market gave us that up move. So that's almost like around 300 pips going up, and the market was kind to us this week. We moved quite well with it, so we'll be expecting sell setups for this pair as well towards the downside. So if the market decides to go up a bit, we'll also look into that and see where the market wants to go next. So we'll be taking a little break, or we'll see how the market give us that setup. If sell setups begin, we'll also take the sell setup and go with it. So our next setup was Canadian dollar, Japanese yen. We were waiting for this up move. So as you can see, this was evolving to be a complex correction. So we saw this around this region. We were expecting it to move all the way up, then fall down. It gave us that up move. So right now we are into these sell setups coming down. So if the market wants to move up a bit, also look into that and see how far the market wants to go before the next sell setup. So any market that goes up must come down. Any market that goes down must come up. So for euro, Japanese yen, this was our trade of the week. We are waiting for this move to go up, and clearly it's moving in our path as well. So for this one, we are expecting it to reach around these regions or here around 31.834, then drop down. So we'll see how the market behaves around this region before the next sell setup for euro Japanese yen. For next one was gold. Gold did an outstanding job. We were in these buy setups from these regions here at 1741 all the way here to 1825 level to 20 levels. It gave us that buy setup quite well. So right now we're expecting corrections for gold. Down can go to 1790 regions or 1777 regions. So it depends how that market will behave. It can still go even more lower to the downside before the next move up. So gold is still a safe haven for investors. Any calamity will lead to investors buying into gold. So gold still buys to the upside before that next correction to the downside to occur. Australian dollar, Japanese yen, also we were into this buy setup for the past 2 weeks. We are waiting for this move to go all the way up, and it's clearly moving up. So right now we're expecting it to correct to the downside again. To break this low as well, for it to complete a major correction towards the downside. So for the next setup we were looking at was Australian dollar, Swiss franc as well. We were waiting for this buy setup from last week. It gave us that buy setup, so it can push higher a bit, then drop, or just drop from here. So we'll see how the market responds before we make our next move for Australian dollar, Swiss franc. Silver as well, we are waiting for this buy setup, and it's clearly giving us that buy setup. We still have more room to cover all the way to 31.74 levels. So we'll see how the market behaves around this region. So we're expecting it to go more higher. So we'll see, but we're expecting a correction to happen then for the next move up for silver. So for it now on silver, we're at around 300 pips since we took that buy setup. So for Australian dollar, Canadian dollar, we're also waiting for this buy setup. We posted this in our TradingView account, in our Facebook account, for this move to the upside. So it has a major move to complete. If I show you the long-term overview for this one, we are biased towards the upside. So that is for Australian dollar, Canadian. We expect all this move to happen to this region for the wave 3 to occur. So this can go up to 2022. We'll see how the market behaves in that setup. So we hope analysis is giving you some overview on how the market tends to behave. We're in line with our analysis, and in terms with wave analysis, how we apply wave analysis in our charts. So that's for currency pairs and metals. So for cryptocurrencies, for Bitcoin, we are still biased on the downside. There's still more room to the downside. The market can just push up a bit to maybe trick investors, but we are biased to the downside. Downside has more volume compared to this move going up. So we will see how the market behaves in this coming week, but we are still biased on the downside, where it has more volume to the downside before the next move up. That's for Bitcoin. Ethereum as well. We are waiting for this move to complete up, this move around these regions for the next drop down. So we look for sell setups on Ethereum. That's under cryptocurrencies. So if I take you just very fast on stocks, which are on our watch list, Zoom as well, we're waiting for this sell setup to complete down before the next move going up. Shell as well, that Shell sell setups, again, we are looking for it to move all the way down, so sell this stock as well. Another one, Alibaba as well, we're also looking for buy setup. It has a major move to complete towards the upside, so Alibaba, look for buy setups for it to go up. Wheat as well, we're looking for sell setups to come all the way down. Another setup was Target Corporation. We're waiting for this setup, has already started to take shape, so we'll be biased to the downside as well, so we look for sell setups for Target. Disney as well, we're waiting for buy setups. It's already in motion, so we can also take that buy setup with it. It's a long-term buy, so look to capitalize and profit from that one as well. So we have so many trades happening, but that is what we had to cover for you for this week. So if you follow us, always check on our TradingView account, follow it for these setups. Like for this one was for Australian dollar, Swiss franc, this buy setup. Clearly the market gave us that buy setup toward the upside, which moved quite massively. Australian dollar, US dollar as well for this buy setup. As you can see, the market gave us that buy setup. Again, for DXY, this sell setup we're waiting for, and the market gave us that sell setup as well. For New Zealand dollar, JPY, we are waiting for this buy setup, and the market gave us that buy setup. Again, Australian dollar, Canadian dollar, waiting for this buy setup August 20th, and the market gave us that buy setup. So that's also an amazing move happening. Euro JPY, waiting for this buy setup clearly the market gave us that buy setup as well. So follow us on our TradingView account, see which charts we normally post with some guidelines as well, for you to make your next move in line with the market structures. So if you like to be part of our team or be to learn analysis with us, you can always check on our website, infinitywaves.net, see what we offer for you. Our services are indicated there. You can subscribe for the signals. You can do the one for mentorship where we learn analysis as well, and analysis comes with signals as well. So we normally recommend for you to have at least more than 2 accounts for trading stocks, currencies, synthetic indices as well, because we give trades basically for any tradable asset or instrument out there that you can also take advantage of. Don't just rely on one instrument or on one currency pair. There's so much you can gain from the market as well. So for recommended brokers, we have them on the website: Hot Forex, Trade, Trade for currencies, Deriv for synthetic indices, Capital and Skilling for stocks and cryptocurrencies. So always you can send us a message. You can contact us from there via the WhatsApp icon below the screen here on the bottom right corner. Send us a message. You can send us an email. You can call us. We'll see how to assist you in your trading career. So again, also thank you for being with us through this time. Continue following us on our Facebook page. We post our charts there, our progress there, and thank you for sharing our post with others. Welcome others as well. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Let people know that this service is also beneficial to those interested in learning on how to do trading effectively and doing trading in a more proper way. So thank you for all the subscribers as well. Share the video to your friends and welcome them for more learning. We'll be posting more of these videos, and for this week we wish you nothing but the best. Keep trading and always observe proper risk management. If you make a good return in the week, take a break for the next week, take your profits, plan yourself again, now come back to the market. Don't overtrade, don't overdo your trading, just trade when it is necessary to open a trade. Don't trade everything available, and I know the market will be in your favor in the coming day. Just improve on analysis. Anyone can improve on the analysis game. No one is above the market. We just have to follow what the market is giving us. So for all that, we wish you the best, and take care of yourself. Keep safe as well, and share the knowledge where you can. This is Maurice from Infinity Waves. Have a great week.